In this session, we will look at the payment structures associated with securitization. Investors in a securitization portfolio will receive cash flows periodically whenever the borrowers whose loan make up the securitization portfolio meet their periodic loan repayment obligations. Example, monthly mortgage payments against a home loan. The servicing agent, in most cases the originator, will receive these payments and turn them over to the SPV, whose responsibility it is to credit the same to the investors in the securitization portfolio. There are three types of payment structures: pass-through structure, pay-through structure, and pay-down structure. Let's look at each of those in some detail. First, the pass-through structure. In this structure, the servicing agent, in most cases the originator, collects the repayment against the loans on the due date. The payments so received are immediately passed through by the SPV to the investors after deducting charges that it may have incurred. Excess amounts received as a result of prepayment or pre-closure of the loan are also passed through to the investor in a similar manner. In the event the borrower defaults on his repayment, the SPV instructs the originator to make good the loss by invoking the available credit enhancement such as cash collateral, guarantees, etc. If that particular securitization portfolio is not backed by any credit enhancement, in other words, the payment structure has no recourse, the SPV will ask the originator to proceed legally against the defaulting borrower. As and when any payment in default is realized, the proceeds will be remitted to the investors. In the event the credit enhancement as a senior-junior stratification, investors in the junior tranche will get their share of the payment only after investors in the senior tranche are fully paid off. Now let's look at the pay-through structure. Unlike in the pass-through structure, where payments are effected to the investors as soon as it is received from the originator, in the pay-through structure, payments are effected to investors only on pre-specified dates. In effect, pay-through structures function like coupon payments for a bond. As in the pass-through structure, payments are collected on the due date by the originator and remitted to the SPV after deducting charges, if any. The SPV in turn invests these amounts so collected in asset classes that have been pre-approved, such as government securities, AAA rated corporate bonds, and so on. On the pre-specified payment date, the payments are released to the investors by liquidating the above investments. Prepayment of loans are also handled in an identical manner. And finally, pay-down structures. In this structure, the interest payments and principal payments are handled differently. Let's first look at the interest payments. The interest cash flows are used to meet the SPV expenses, and the balance is paid to investors in proportion to their holdings in that securitization portfolio. The repayment of principal would follow any of the following patterns: sequential paydown, pro rata paydown, or fast pay, slow pay. Let's look at each of these in some detail. In sequential paydown, nothing is paid to the junior tranche until the immediate senior tranche is paid off fully. In pro rata paydown, the collected amount is paid out in proportion to the investor's holding in that securitization portfolio. Finally, fast pay, slow pay. Both the senior and junior tranches receive payments but more to the senior tranche and less to the junior tranche as mandated in the documentation of the securitization portfolio. In the next session, we will look at credit ratings and credit enhancements, two very important aspects in securitization.